This one ought to be interesting. First things first, taking a look at the matchmaking, threats to my ship. There's no carrier, which is nice. Only three battleships. Cleveland for radar. Uh, Leander's gonna be annoying. Akazuki to Reblay for destroyers. Fubuki, Gade as well, and a Cachalot for submarines. We are on Northern Waters, and we are going to start this one off by popping our speed boost, and we're probably going to just rocket on over into B, because there's no carrier that can spot us early. There's very little in the way of hydro threat. Uh, and the hydros that there are, I am significantly faster than. So so the only thing that really could stop us would be this Terrible, which the chances of that is not zero, but uh but it's only a 1 in 11 or 1 in 12 chance rather. So there's 11 more chances of it not being the Terrible than it is the Terrible. So we're just going to take that risk, and if it doesn't pay off, we'll have to deal with the consequences. But we're going to go for it anyway. Also, note that I am currently only running a 10-point captain. There's two reasons for that. One is I couldn't be bothered to retrain one of my higher captains just for this, but also, I figure that it's more likely that when people are playing around tier 6, or when they're going up a line for the first time, it's more likely than not that they probably don't have a super high point commander on hand already. So they're probably, by the time they're around tier 6, this is probably a little bit less than what they'll have by then, honestly. But, I guess this is just going to be simulating the true mid-tier experience, I guess. Fubuki and Akazuki are both spotted, mirroring our Akazuki and Farragut, which makes sense. That is I don't want to say that's a fast cap, but it's definitely kind of having me thinking that maybe the Terrible is over at A, which is something I do not want to particularly deal with. There's a Molotov around about here, which we can tell because of his spotter plane. His Colorado might turn out. He's not doing it right now. There goes their Akazuki, which is very nice. I'm just going to kind of edge into this section here. There's a giant smoke cloud right there, which has not a Terrible, because Terrible doesn't get smoke, but it does have a Gade. We're just gonna have to motor on into this island. We're gonna take a little bit of damage from that, but it is okay. Their Terrible is actually beached. He is using his reload booster, it looks like. Gonna get a little bit cheeky damage on that guy. It did take a little bit more damage than I would have liked from that exchange. I honestly didn't expect that Terrible to beach. I thought he was going to have a little bit more island to be able to maneuver around in and block his line of fire, but it didn't happen that way. Which costs us a little bit more health, but it's fine. And I shot at the Terrible there, mainly because, first of all, he was the first one I spotted, but also because he was the one who I was going to have line of fire on the longest. If I had shot at the Gade when he popped up, I would have had to then turn my guns all the way towards the Terrible if I wanted to shoot at that guy, which would cost me extra seconds and extra health. So it is more often than not better to just stick with one target than to try and farm two at the same time, at least at close range like that. This Terrible is just going to sit in a kite-away position. And there's also a gate around here somewhere. We're going to take this fight. Well, actually we might not, because this island is not going to favor us. Unless he just kind of does that. We are going to reload booster this guy. And then promptly miss everything. I'm going to try and get as much damage on him as we can during this reload booster. So then that way, later on, if we don't kill him right here, he'll be on such low health that he's not going to be able to contest us anyway. But it's not going to matter, because he's just going to die. So from this point, all we're going to do is we're going to get our guns turned around. We're going to dodge these torpedoes. We're going to get our guns turned around, and we're going to get ready to deal with this Terrible. This Terrible is most likely going to be sticking around A. He could be going in the middle to maybe try and farm this Colorado, but I honestly doubt it. The main thing is just there's a fucking Albemarle just kind of chilling right there in the middle of B, which a Terrible is probably not going to want to have to fight directly. So more likely, he's going to bide his chances on where he thinks he'll probably have a better chance, which is most likely going to be over here. We're not going to be able to hijack this gauge smoke, which is a little unfortunate, but that's fine. There's a Molotov over there. We could honestly maybe set up an ambush on that guy. Now that Leander is just going to keep kiting away. And this Molotov is sitting flat broadside to the Colorado. Honestly impressed that Molotov is still alive, having done that more than anything else, to be honest. But he's gonna turn in. He's gonna seal his fate by doing so. I would also like to know possibly where that Terrible went. Oh, never mind. There goes the Molotov, but also right there is a Terrible. We're just gonna reload booster this guy and try and get him out of the game. Yeah. And there we go. We weren't able to save our cruiser, but we did at least manage to trade a tier 8 destroyer for a tier 6 cruiser, which is honestly about as good a trade as you can hope for, given that that is their second to last DD. Although I am now our second to, I am our last DD straight up. So we actually have to play our hand pretty carefully right here, especially with our team kind of throwing. Is this Leander? Leander's not going to be pushing in. Actually, he might be. There goes their Fubuki, which is really good for us. That cruiser's in a little bit of pain. Honestly, really tempted to shoot right here. Actually, this guy should... Nah, he's probably not gonna die. But we are going to pop some torpedoes out for this Wukong. Submarine is about to surface in a horrible position, as per typical submarine players. I really want to try and get a get an ambush going, possibly on this Leander, but I really would like to have his broadside if I were to do that, which I'm probably not going to, unless I probably loop up and around like so. Although this Leander is going to turn because he does not want to be showing broadside to a Colorado. Maybe. Well, there's no incoming fire right now. Yet he is going to do exactly what I would like him to. We're just going to close right in. Gonna give him the good news. Never mind. Alright, I see how that is. Well, he got good news, just not from me. But that'll do. There goes one of his turrets. Might have to be closer if I want to Citadel a Leander. Oh well. Gotta keep resetting him. And hope that this Colorado is gonna be able to clap him out. We're just gonna get a quick, cheeky reset on this Wukong. Because this Leander is basically dead. Yep, there he goes. And now, we're just gonna go dark. We're gonna keep this cruiser spotted. Although it's really just not going to matter because there's no time left for him to be able to get back into A and win the game. But he really doesn't have any kind of win condition anyway. Even if he did get A, he's just so far behind and he's so badly outnumbered. And he's on such low health, there's pretty much not a chance for him to win this game. So, not really the biggest, like, flashiest game for me, but French destroyers at low tier are basically just like smaller versions of their higher tier counterparts. The main thing is just using your speed. If you can learn to, well, actually, goddamn, that was a lot better than I was expecting, but if you can manage to learn to use your speed to kind of zip around and kind of go for... It's not really so much as assassinations that you're going for in the low tiers, unless you're going after another low tier destroyer. It's really more looking for chip damage. Look for any possibility you can to try and get close enough to get your reload booster off on an enemy destroyer, like we saw with the Terrible and the Gade earlier. Used that little that route in between A and B. After capping B, I was able to just motor on over to A through those islands and get some chip damage on that Terrible, which pretty significantly hindered his ability to play later in the game just because he was such low health. And then we ended up straight up assassinating the Gade as well. So we tried to go for an assassination on the Leander, but I think I got spoiled a little bit too much by the high-tier French destroyers, and I thought I could land a Citadel there, but no, these shells are a little bit floatier than those found on the tier 8, 9, and 10 destroyers, so that is something that I'm going to have to get used to. I'm going to have to be a little bit closer if I want to get Citadels, but other than that, I think that is going to be it for this game and this video. I hope this game has been helpful to you in your French destroyer endeavors, and I will see you tomorrow.